Hey everybody, and welcome to the wildest wild ride of them all. You guys have been begging for this guest since the podcast first started, and I'm telling you, it is a good one, man. It's Manny Puig. He's a legend of messing around with apex predators, and such a dear friend of mine. He's helped me accomplish many ridiculous feats. So, safe to say I'm hard as a rock for this one. And full disclosure, just a little bit later tonight, I will actually be hard as a rock because I'm going to treat myself to a Blue Chew tablet. And what's that? It's a chewable tablet that has the same active ingredient as both Viagra and Cialis, except, of course, it's chewable and only a fraction of the price. Yeah, dude. So how do you get it? Well, you go to bluechew.com, which means that you don't have to go into any physical, in-person, awkward doctor visit. No, you just consult with one of the medical providers on bluechew.com. It's very simple. It's very easy. And then you're ready to go. Now, if you use the promo code Stevo while you're doing that, guess what? You get an entire month's supply of this very, very fun, chewable tablet. And all you have to pay is $5 for shipping. So, dude, get ready to have some fun. Go to bluechew.com, use the promo code Stevo, and, dude, absolutely free, an entire month's supply. All you got to pay is $5 for shipping. So head on over to bluechew.com and get ready to have some good fun. And now, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, Manny Puig. Yeah, dude. Right on, Manny.
Yes, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, dude. This is my co-host, Scott. You've met him before.
Yep.
Yes.
And up at the front, we have the gorgeous Paul Brisky.
Hey there, Manny. We just met. How are you?
It's good. Definitely gorgeous, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, dude. So, people have been begging for you, Manny. We started this podcast, about a year and a half ago? And they've been saying, oh, get Manny on there. They want to hear all the crazy stories. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when you came to the show in Dania, people were freaking out, going apeshit over you.
Yeah, it was a good show. Definitely. I enjoyed it.
Well, thank you. How did you first hear about Jackass and that we wanted to film with you?
Oh, dude, that was a story. I'm at the native village, and they go, Manny, these Jackass guys, they're really bad. I mean, they're really like stupid guys that do a lot of stupid things, and they're looking for you. They want you to be on their show. And they were saying, some people were saying, I really don't recommend it. You know, it might ruin your reputation. To get on that show. I kept hearing, but these Jackass guys, yeah, okay, yeah, they're really crazy. They said you guys were dumb and crazy and did a lot of dumb things. Okay, then when I met up with you guys, finally, I started to catch on to what's really going on. Stevo's going to get ran over by an airboat, and I told him, well, you got to duck real low, so, get real low so when the airboat comes over, he doesn't hit you. And then I realized that Stevo got his head up high enough so the airboat would hit him in the head. So I said, man, I'm starting to figure out the idea is to get the airboat to run over him, not to avoid the problem. And then Knoxville comes over there, and
he wants to get bit by a rattlesnake.
And he wants to get bit by a rattlesnake. And he thought, well, just take me to the hospital, give me an anti-venom, and we're good. Let's go to the bar tonight. And I said, no, dude, that thing bites you. You might have your arm amputated, kind of like this. I don't know if you want to get bit by an eastern diamondback rattlesnake about that big around. So I said, well, that was insane. And the next thing you know, Stevo was going to put a worm up his nose. What do you think about this? I think it's a bad idea. Maybe you should clean the worm because there's a lot of, diseases in the dirt and everything. We don't want to get Stevo sick. It's not a good idea. And then Tremaine goes, nah, he'll put it up his nose, dirt and all. Actually, Scott knows worm going through up his nose and out his mouth like that, the worm. By the time I was just cracking up, it's just like too much.
That was the first day that we've ever filmed with Manny. And I'll never forget it. It was a place in the Everglades where we filmed all that, yeah?
Yes.
And so it was this Everglades special tourism park. And we're in the parking lot, we just arrived, getting ready to set up. Manny's standing there, Knoxville's standing there. Off in the distance, this family notices us. You can see they're very excited, and they come walking over, and I think they're gonna freak out. I think they're freaking out over Knoxville. They walk right past Knoxville, straight to Manny. Manny, oh, it's so great! I can't even believe it. And I'm thinking, man, like Knoxville was all prepared to be the big deal. They walked right past it. It was so funny, and they were all excited to see Manny. I thought, man, Manny's a really big deal. This is great. And I found out later that because we had filmed with sharks on the first season, and I got bitten. And the people that took us filming with those nurse sharks were super upset, and it was just like, we need someone who's crazy to film with. And they saw you on Animal Planet, and the way they described it, they said, here we see this guy on Animal Planet, Manny, and he's lifting alligators out of the water, like swimming with alligators at night, riding sharks all over the place. But the fact that he was doing all of that while wearing a Speedo.
That's your guy.
That's what did it. The Speedo. That's what did it, yeah.
They said the Speedo got you the job.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, after that, it was just like, I don't know, you guys took me into your family, you know?
Big time.
Manny, how long were you doing Jackass before it became Wild Boys? Like, did you come on during the TV show or during the movies? The TV show?
I came on during the TV show and then during the movie. And then once Wild Boys came on, they had me on all the time.
Yeah.
Basically, I got more exposure from Wild Boys than anything I've ever done in my life. Let's put it this way.
Super cool.
The key for me right there.
Yeah, and
wild.
like people going wild for you at Steve's show and Donnie or whatever. Yeah. Does that happen to you often? Like if you go to the grocery store, or do you get recognized often still to this day?
Yeah. I still get people here and there, but especially when you get the right crowd.
Sure.
I mean, I did Shark Week. I did Animal Planet, bunch of episodes. I did Outdoor Channel and everything, but the Wild Boys was the biggest exposure. Like 80-90% of people come up to me is because I saw the Wild Boys.
For sure.
I got a question. Some of the footage that I saw, I'm not sure if it was on, if it aired anywhere, but the one of you grabbing the lion by the tail.
That was on Wild Boys.
That was on Wild Boys.
Wild Boys.
What is this?
It was Stevo.
Yeah.
Was there.
What's the story behind that? Why grab a lion by the tail? What? It's like it's like a manhood thing. Like when?
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, that's a Maasai thing.
I think for Manny to be able to tell this story, we have to reveal a secret. It's not even a secret about Wild Boys, but with Jackass, we were very, very honest. We had integrity. We never tried to deceive the audience. That was Jackass. But with Wild Boys, we took liberties to pretend that we were in Africa when actually we were filming in California. And it wasn't because we wanted to lie to the audience, In fact, when we went to go film the pilot for Wild Boys in South Africa, we brought that 2-man zebra suit, and we wanted to go on safari and have a lion there. And we quickly found out that a lion in the wild on safari in Africa, you don't get in a fucking zebra suit and fucking try and play around with that thing. No. So there were a lot of situations like that. And so every time that we filmed interacting with a lion, like every time we were always pretending that we were in Africa, but in fact we were in California at a place called Hollywood Animals. And so the lion that Manny grabbed by the tail, I mean, you could say it was a tame lion, but there's really no such thing as taming a lion. You look at Siegfried and Roy, their tigers messed that dude up. But in any case, it wasn't that didn't happen in Africa.
No, it happened. But the Maasai used to grab a lion by the tail on a lion hunt, and the guy that did that, he's the one that would get all the women would come after him. He was like the cool guy, so it was a cool thing to do. Copying another culture like a Maasai in Africa, Maasai lion hunters, and grabbing the lion by the tail.
Was that the first and only time you did that?
Yes.
Also, for the record, it's still a cool thing to do.
It's not a good idea to grab any lion by the tail. You grab a domesticated zoo lion by the tail, he's liable to turn around and bite you in half.
Yeah.
He's like fully loaded, fully clawed, and the people there said, you're on your own.
Yeah.
What's the animal you don't fuck with at all that you're like, I'm not filming anything with that? Like, they're too unpredictable or too dangerous?
I don't think Manny has one of those.
Yeah, is there even one?
I haven't had a problem, maybe, that I haven't I might think twice about it. It's like a hippo.
Okay.
Or something like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, Alaska, we swim with wild killer whales and wild grizzly bears. So, a killer whale will do, they kill everything in the ocean. Every living creature out there, they kill. So those things are very prone to killing. So swimming something like that, it's a very big gamble. Let's put it that way.
But when we swam with the killer whales in Alaska, I remember we saw these wild killer whales, and Manny's so excited he just basically jumps off the boat and starts swimming towards them. Everybody was freaking out, but what we discovered was that killer whales don't want to be around people. So as much as you swam towards them, they went away, right?
I think what happened is the guy dropped me off in their path, and they went right through me. One of them came like 3 feet from me underwater.
Oh,
and checked me
cool.
out. The one of them did check. The water was so dirty, you couldn't see anything till right up on you. Remember when we told Chris?
Yeah.
They're jumping behind the boat behind them, almost like in the aquarium type of deal.
Yeah.
So no, they're very unpredictable. Let's put it this way. Somebody told me that a pot of them attacked the blue whale, biggest thing that ever lived, and they destroyed it.
Right,
So
and they can
anything that kills a blue whale is nothing to mess with.
right, and they can kill a great white shark too, right?
Yeah, they kill them no problem. They roll them on their back and bite out their stomach and kill them. Yeah, so there's no shark or anything that can match up to to kill a whale.
Yeah, the blue whale's the blue whale's tongue weighs as much as an elephant. That's a pretty fascinating fact.
Yeah, it's so funny.
20 elephants.
Oh, really?
Fact of the day.
Yeah, it's biggest animal, bigger than any dinosaurs ever lived. The blue whale.
Wow.
Holy shit.
And Paul asks, is there any animal you won't fuck with? He's like, well, the killer whale, and he swam towards the killer.
The killer whale. I only got within 3 feet of that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you become a real man when you grab a hippo by the balls, Manny.
I don't know. At this point in my life, I may not want to try that.
Yeah. Do you get nervous when you're in a pod or like with a bunch of crocodiles or alligators and you can't see? Like I've seen some of the stuff you've done in the swamp at night. Like I would never get into that kind of situation.
It could be a little problem when there's a lot of them and you can't see them. I've done it before, where you got to feel for them. That's the most dangerous thing you can do. Same thing with sharks. You want to be able to see them, even though I swim in dirty water for sharks. It's not a good idea. And it's not a good idea to get with alligators where you can't even see them. I usually keep my hands real low, so if I bump one, I bump their bellies, not their open mouth.
But why wouldn't they go after you when they go after everything that's in their water?
Manny's answer to this question is hysterical. And you know what? I've been sleeping in my RV for the last few days down here at my warehouse facility in San Diego. And even though I have a shower in my RV, I have not used it because I don't need to, because I'm wearing native deodorant. This stuff is so awesome, man. It has no aluminum or parabens. It's purely natural. I can understand all of the ingredients, and it's never been tested on animals. It's just a good product from a good company that makes you smell good. And I really want you to try it because it's awesome and because you'll be supporting the podcast. So get into this great deodorant at nativedeo.com/Stevo. Again, that's nativedeo.com/Stevo. Or use the promo code Stevo and you get 20% off your first order. Again, this stuff is fantastic. There's 10 different scents. My favorite is eucalyptus and mint. That's because Lux stole my coconut and vanilla. But hey, that's cool because all of the scents are awesome. So yeah, support the podcast, smell good, and feel good about supporting this awesome company. Go to nativedeo.com/Stevo. Thanks so much. And now, why don't these animals attack Manny?
They have gone after me. I got bitten by an alligator before. I got bitten by sharks, like 4 different types. So they do go after you.
Oh my God.
Not too many. I have a good record, a good professional record. But the amount of times I've done it, I have taken some good hits, definitely.
That's so good. When the first time that we ever swam with sharks with Manny was it was November of 2000 when we first met. We did the worm, and Knoxville tried to get bit by the rattlesnake, and we did the airboat with alligator. And then it was January of the next year, the first time we did a shark dive. And this was for hammerheads. And Manny was treading water. outside, just in the ocean by the boat. He's in the water for like 6 hours, I think it was, just holding barracuda and with his knife and just chopping up the barracuda to get the water all bloody and get the sharks to come. I couldn't even believe how much time you spent doing that. And then when the sharks came, we got in, we swam with them. We thought, okay, that was cool. But then somebody had the idea, oh, why don't we get Stevo on the boat and take barracudas, which are all cut in half, and strap them all over Stevo and get him in the water to swim with barracuda while he has chum strapped all over him. And there are certain people on the boat really didn't like that idea. They got very upset. I got in the water, like I was with Manny, and everything worked out okay. Then later, when the footage came out on TV, I was eating dinner with my dad, and Dad says, how can it possibly be safe to swim with great hammerhead sharks while you have chum strapped all over your body? And I said, Dad, Manny was there. It was perfectly
Honestly,
fine.
It is not safe. It is not safe to do that. None of the stuff that we did out there was really that safe. That's the whole idea. It was hammerheads are dangerous.
But you felt like you had this invincibility around Manny. Like if Manny was there.
Steve would have got bit really bad. That's the worst scenario could have happened.
Yeah, no, but Paul, you're absolutely right. Like Manny always instilled in me a sense of security, a sense of invincibility. Like I really if Manny was around, I generally felt completely unaccountable for anything that I did around sharks or any other apex predator. And it
false
worked.
sense of security.
Yeah. Holy shit.
They call that a false sense of security. Yes, everything is fine.
Yeah.
No, nothing is fine. Nothing is good.
Right, but I think that you know, when you ask Manny, does he get nervous? You know, I watched this Academy Award winning documentary called Free Solo, where the guy climbs up this El Capitan with no ropes, and you can tell from watching that documentary that this guy is just a different type of dude. Like whatever part of your brain has fear, this guy just doesn't have that part of his brain activated. And I think that Manny's very much like that, where he's just a different dude. He's set up differently and he's comfortable around. And I think that's why Manny has been able to do all this stuff for so long and not get killed by these animals, because if
they can sense the fear.
If the animals sense your fear, then they're going to pick up on that and you're going to get more attacked, right? And Manny's just comfortable around apex predators, and that's why he's been so successful around them. And I think that I was successful around them because Manny gave me that sense of comfort.
Yeah, we were very comfortable in there, almost too comfortable. We were. I mean, with sharks, venomous snakes, alligators, everything. I mean, we had you in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico with a bunch of sharks attacking you on a surfboard. That was another magnificent, good, bad ideas. That's what I call them.
Yeah.
These are all good ideas and bad ideas at the same time.
That was when a huge shark showed up, right?
It was the dusky shark showed
Dusky.
up.
Oh, wow. Giant dusky. That's the first time I'd ever seen duskies. And man, they showed up, and I mean, their bites were like 30 pounds of meat in one bite.
Jesus.
They got a mouth on them, enormous like that.
How did you get bit by the rattlesnake to lose your finger?
Well, again, another of those good ideas. I mean, I pick up a rattlesnake without using any kind of equipment whatsoever. Just bare hands, go in there and pick them up, like I did. You saw me do it before.
Yeah, you do it all the time. You just put it on the back of its head, on the top of its head.
The cookie, yeah.
Yeah,
You mean the cookie? Yeah, that was another bad idea. It was great, but it was another bad idea. I mean, that rattlesnake bites you, somebody's going to die or miss a big part. Okay, there's no way when a big diamondback bites you, you don't come out of that clean. There's just no way.
Yeah, you came out of it. You came out of it with the perma shocker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see?
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's real. So yeah, what happens? You go in there. Okay, this is another one of the many rattlesnakes. Pet him on top of the head and go for a grab. I was off a half inch when I did the grab. That thing made a half a turn, sunk both fangs in the finger. I said, my brain already knew you have a serious problem right now. I was like free to tell everybody, okay, the trip is ruined. I picked it up. I looked at the producer. They got me. And he goes, you gotta be kidding. No, I'm holding it. I said, no, I'm bit. And everybody just like froze. Okay, just run to the hospital. And then that was it, you know. And I was like, I was praying. I thought I might not make it. I mean, my arm was swelling. I was swelling like a balloon at a high rate. I knew I had gotten a lot of venom in me. So, you know, it's kind of like, you know, it's not a good idea to pick up rattlesnake after rattlesnake after rattlesnake. If you do it once, don't do it again, you know.
What was worse, the rattlesnake experience or the COVID experience? Man, bitten by a rattlesnake or badly hospitalized with COVID. Those are two bad situations. But you know what else is a really bad situation? Having to take a dump without my Hello Tushy bidet. Might not sound that serious, but it is. I hate pooping without it. I mean, I have a shower and a toilet in my RV, but it doesn't have a Tushy bidet, and that drives me crazy. What is it? It's the most amazing device that you easily mount onto your toilet. When you get done with a big sloppy crap, you just twist that dial, and it blasts this refreshing stream of water onto your butthole. It's like pressure cleaning your pooper, and I'm telling you, it leaves you so fresh, so satisfied, and you're saving the environment because you're not using so much toilet paper. And I'm telling you, the whole time I've been living out of my RV, I have not pooped. I've got to get home and use my Tushy bidet, and I want you to try one too. Go to hellotushy.com/Stevo. That's going to get you 10% off of this order and free shipping. Plus, you'll be supporting the podcast, and your butthole is going to be so happy. I promise you. It's actually my favorite product that I've ever been introduced to by this podcast, and I want you to try it. So go to hellotushy.com/Stevo, and that gets you 10% off your order plus free shipping. Now, I'm going to drive this RV home, take a dump, wash my butthole, and bone my girl. And you are going to listen to this awesome story about rattlesnakes and COVID. I know you got COVID really bad.
Yeah, I did got COVID. What happened with the COVID, it wasn't so much a COVID. Since I'm like 67 years old now, I got a prostate about that big. So the COVID got that inflamed, and next thing you know, I wasn't going enough, and I had a horrible kidney pains, and it was from not being able to go, and I also was getting dehydration in my kidneys and all that. So that's where, if I didn't have a prostate problem, my COVID would not have been that bad. But COVID is very unpredictable. I mean, the best thing to do is when you catch it, you build a defense. It's like, Stevo, to me, you look like you're immune to every disease that's in the planet. You know, everybody's worried about COVID epidemic. He's got 1,000 people hugging him every couple hours. Okay? Thousands of people all around him. And he's smiling and everything. I go, you know, this guy's not going to, you know, he'll eat COVID for breakfast, you know, so. No problem.
So funny.
Steve was like, yeah, in this building, COVID, as you can see, COVID does not exist in here. They're not allowed.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
So because COVID was particularly bad because of the prostate situation, does that mean that the COVID was worse than the rattlesnake?
They were both, once I got a catheter in me, a tube, the pain went away. The rattlesnake pain lasted for months and months. And it was never ending, a constant pain that just would not go away. It took me forever. My hand, I couldn't pick up a cup of coffee. It would just drop like that. It was so weak.
Wow.
So devastated. You know, who knows what it did to me.
What are you supposed to do after you get bit by a rattlesnake? Like, what's going through your head? Relax, remain calm, don't get your blood pressure?
Yeah. I was very calm, very relaxed, like usual. You know, I told him to relax. Yeah, I was very relaxed, laid back like this, and go to the hospital. Don't go see a witch doctor or anything like that. Go to the hospital.
Go see a homeopathic doctor.
The people know what they're doing, and get that anti-venom in you as quick as possible. They were taking their time, and I was like, dude, this is a big rattlesnake. I need about 50 gallons of anti-venom in me, like right now. I was telling them in the hospital.
Damn.
But, yeah,
and is it that day that your finger gets amputated, or is it like weeks later they're like, oh, we got to just take it?
It was a month.
A month. Wow.
About a month later, my brother-in-law came in the house and saw me taking pieces of meat off the finger. And he looked at that, dude, that is horrible. You need to go to the doctor right now. When the doctor saw it, he goes, you ain't going home. You need to lay in that bed right now. And you need to get that finger cut off. Okay, how about, can you cut it off right now so you can get it over with? You know, and then, and that was it. And then they told me, well, you can make it look pretty. No, I just want to be able to keep as much in my hand as possible. So he cut it here and then took the skin back here and ripped it around. To this day, it feels like a finger's still there, and it's not. It's really
and
weird.
dude,
Again, it feels like it's made out of rubber.
It
It's
looks
not normal.
cool.
It doesn't have the, I got gored by a boar here, and I got a missing tendon here too. So this hand ain't well either.
How many animals have you been bitten by?
Let me see. 4 different types of shark, 2 types of rattlesnake, pygmy and western diamondback, and alligator once in the back, and wild boar right here in the leg. He got my leg. I got a hole in my leg and a hole here. The wild boar, the blood was coming out like this. So yeah, wild boar is another bad animal to mess with. I mean, they're smart, and they will mess you up. You get the right boar, they will put you in the hospital, if not kill you.
Jesus.
How many animals have you been bitten by, Steve?
We used to keep a list of animals but our list wasn't as good. Manny's list has higher standards than ours. But
I keep lists of movies I've seen in different countries. You guys keep track of animals that have bitten you in different countries.
But before we continue any further, Manny, I want you to tell everybody about the great tridents and spears and all of the jewelry and the T-shirts and all this great stuff that you make.
Definitely. Okay, let's try. Here's a trident.
A trident, if anybody's just listening only, it's the great thing that Aquaman uses, where it's like a big spear, but it's got 3 tips, and you actually use these to hunt, right?
Yeah, to catch fish, hunt, whatever you want to get with it. It's mostly an aquatic weapon. It was designed in ancient times to catch fish. The Roman gladiators used them on each other, and it goes into the legendaries like Poseidon and all that had it, and different things like that. But it's a beautiful weapon for fishing. The only people ever used them on each other were Roman gladiators, which is a bad idea. You don't want to get stuck with this thing, but it's historical.
I bought one of these from you, and I have it on the wall in my house, and I'm so proud of it. Plus, it's insane how sharp you make it. Like,
yours is thicker and heavier than this one.
Yeah.
Yours is what we call the large massive one. This is the most common one I move. This is the fishing trident. It's a 1/2-inch thick stainless steel plating. Yours is 3/4.
Yeah, you can really throw that. You can really throw that at a fish.
You can throw this at fish and catch fish with it all day long.
How many in stock do you have?
If you're in the woods, you can catch fish with this. You can survive. It's a nice thing to have.
How many do you have in stock, Manny?
I usually make them to order. Sometimes I got the boat show coming up, so I'm going to try to have a few in stock. I also have here, this is a medieval Polax. This is a medieval knights use this thing to fight in the battlefield. This is an axe, and one spear, and also a spear. So this is like, I hand make all of these. This is out of 3/4. This, you can hunt with a trident. It's got more uses. But if you like medieval stuff, and you want to go back in time, and play these kind of things, these are very dangerous. So be careful playing with them.
Where do people get these? If they wanna contact you or
my Instagram, Manny Puig on Instagram.
All right, and so people, so there's no website. They go to Manny Puig on Instagram.
I am gonna have a website, but me, I don't have it up yet. I'm helping me up with that, but right now it's just all Instagram, and I have I got also make medieval knives like this one here, a stiletto, and also put people's names on them. Engrave them. They want their stuff. I can put the names. I got all kinds of knives. I make fish hooks. See, there's name on it. I put people's name. Fish names on it. Tarpon fish hooks. I got stuff like that, and I got T-shirt. This one. And
I don't know how I don't have one of those T-shirts right there.
Yeah. What about them?
I gotta have one of those T-shirts that you're wearing.
I'm definitely gonna get you one, Steve. No problem. And here, this is a wild boar. I got a fish skeleton. This is a wild boar. Since And
did you do all the artwork for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Manny does all the
more
artwork.
coming. I got sharks. I don't have any more right now, and I got a largemouth bass for people who want to go bass fishing.
That's
popular,
nice.
Fish in North America.
So we'll send everybody to your Instagram. Everybody go
it's
look
Manny
it up.
Puig. Easy to find on there. Go on my Instagram, and I'll personally make sure you get everything. Morgan, where's Morgan? Morgan, my fiance, she'll send out the stuff. We take a picture of the tracking number, make sure you get your stuff. We take care of everybody.
We love
And
that.
when I get my webpage, I'll put it up. Because sometimes when I'm busy, I can't keep up with it.
I think Instagram is great, and I think I would love it for everybody to support you, Manny. I really think.
I think it's a great idea. I'm glad you like that idea too, Steve.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that trident you have, Steve, is sick. On the wall.
How much
as
does that
fuck.
trident go for?
This one right now, if you're local, $650. For shipping, it's $700 for a fishing trident.
If you're local, but what about if you're living?
No, you said 700 if you're not local. 650 if you're local.
And then 700. Can you put me down for?
700 for
Can you put me
shipping.
down for one of those tridents?
For the shipping. The shipping is a hassle. What?
We've made a sale, Manny.
Can-
Scott wants to try that.
Can you put me down for one of those tridents? I'll message you.
Definitely. Oh, no problem. Put your name on it.
I love it.
I engrave it. I make it by hand. It'll all be done. And t-shirts are $35.
Put me down for one of those too.
No problem. Stiletto like this is $400. Now the regular knives I make with all the fish decoratings on them, those are $250. I
Yeah.
make those. A hook necklace with your name on it is $100. I'll engrave your name or your girlfriend's name, whatever you want on it. It's stainless steel.
Yeah, put Paul for that one of those too.
Yeah. Let me get a hook. Scott will take one of each, and I'll take.
Yeah, I'll take a trident and a t-shirt.
I'd love a trident too, man. Yeah, that's two. We got two sales already.
Yeah, dude.
This podcast is. You should sell a shirt with like your hand on it, like Jerry Garcia. You know,
Yeah.
like with
Yeah. I've always put something like an animal on there. I have very animal oriented, I am.
Yeah.
Dangerous wild animals, especially.
All the
bass-
animals that bit you.
that would be sick. A shirt just every animal that bit Manny. Yeah. With his hand in the middle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And the rattlesnake.
alligator, the fork kind. Yeah, lemon shark.
Steve's gonna say
mako
something
shark,
cool real quick.
Well, I wanted
nut
to.
shark,
Hey, Manny,
and Caribbean reef shark.
with your fiance, do you go to the titty bar?
No, dude, I haven't been to a titty bar since I got a fiance.
I remember when
Not allowed, dude.
Good
Not
answer.
allowed.
Yeah, I remember when and this is not disrespectful to your fiance. This is many years ago, like 20 years ago, when I moved to LA. Manny was in LA all the time, and we would go to this titty bar called Crazy Girls. And Manny has this way of saying things where he's not trying to be funny. He's just super, just like matter of fact. And I thought it was so great. Manny said, I go to the titty bar like 6 or 7 nights a week.
So that was the office. Steve will go. We go out at night, and Steve will go, Manny, meet me at Crazy Girls. And when you go in there, the girls be fighting over Steve.
Oh, I don't know about all that.
That's a couple of actual fights out there,
I did call that. I did call Crazy Girls my office.
Then we go down the strip and everything, back that's when I was living in LA,
Did you ever stop by Stevo's rat apartment?
Yes. Oh, yes. I stopped by that insane place, man.
You have
That
any-
place, no, it was, I don't think any human being could live there. It was unlivable. The place was, skateboards, things being smashed, beer cans there. I mean, it was just a disaster beyond, I don't think any human being could live it. I'd never seen anything like it.
Manny would rather be in like darky alligator waters than that apartment.
Yeah, for real, yeah. Yes, there's less bacteria and stuff in that alligator water.
So that's so great.
Well,
man.
do you have any cool stories of going to the apartment? Do you remember anything?
I just remember every time I go in there, they broke this, they broke that, and then, I was thinking, what are they're gonna, when the owners of the place, they see the place, I was thinking, what's gonna happen here? Another time we went over, there was a party in Stevo's house, another place, and they were watching the skateboarder.
Danny Way.
Yeah, Danny Way, whatever, and then the next door neighbors are coming over and complaining about all the noise, and Steve goes, look, I don't want to hear any complaint. Coming in on TV, look, Danny Wade is on, or Variety, whatever. What's his name? The other one. They're on. He goes, just come in and watch a show. Next thing you know, I'm getting out of here. The cops are coming over. All the noise. They neighbors call the cops. People always had back then. It was like noise, music on, loud all night long, TV, crowds. It was just like, a human being couldn't keep up with that. It was crazy days, definitely.
Definitely crazy. I don't know what was crazier, the at work or at home. It was all crazy all the time.
You brought
People
work
don't
home a
understand.
lot.
People, how are these guys? Dude, they're on camera and off camera. Back in the day, there's just no difference. Whether the camera's rolling or not, all kinds of crazy things were happening 24/7. Nobody was safe. You better lock your door at night or you don't know what's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
It was very, very unsafe traveling with a jackass group. I mean, somebody might take a dump in your pillow or something like that in the middle of the night. You had no idea what was going to happen. So,
Yeah. Manny, do you remember when we went to Alaska on that trip where we were swimming with the killer whales, and we made this was one of the, I couldn't believe we got this on TV. We took a female salmon, a big salmon fish, and by running the finger down like the middle of the bottom of the salmon, they were able to push all of the salmon eggs out of the salmon and into my mouth. So they filled my mouth with just jamming their finger down, and all the eggs fly into my mouth. And then they grab a male salmon and they do the same thing with the male salmon, and they run their fingers down, and it was just salmon bukkake. There was so much semen came out of this salmon and just sprayed my whole face and filled my mouth with fish cum.
Yeah, but these salmon had also been dead out of the water after they died. So long they wash up on the bank. They were like half rotten. You know what I mean? They stunk. They were already decomposed. I mean, you couldn't have paid.
They lived in Steve's apartment.
Even if it was cooked, the salmon was cooked, I wouldn't have ate it. No way would I eat one of those salmons I found on the bank of that river laying out there like that. They were. I
don't even remember.
No, Steve did that. I remember everybody was cracking up, man. When he goes, "I'm gonna save and incubate these salmon eggs," so put the baby salmon back in the water.
Yeah.
Jesus, did you spit or swallow, Steve?
Yeah, good question.
I'm reasonably sure that I was a spitter that day.
Manny, do you have any special memories from the Wild Boys that stand out to you?
My favorite stuff was the Wild Boys. Stuff like what was the wildlife? Swimming with the alligators, daytime and nighttime, swimming with the sharks, and also the killer whales and the bears in Alaska. Swimming with the bear, getting in the water. I had never got face to face with a grizzly. I always wanted to, and of course I took advantage of the water. I got into the water, and the grizzly came up at me. We told the people out there that game and fish we were studying bears. They didn't know what we were. We say, no, we're just, like biologists or something. We're just studying the bears. I got in the water, and next thing you know, we're just trying to confront the bears and get a situation.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And encounter.
Encounter.
Yeah,
that was some of my favorite stuff. There's so much of it, though. The snakes were fun. A lot of funny stuff, too, man.
Right.
A lot of some of the stuff it wasn't all animals. A lot of stuff was just incredibly funny.
Yeah, is there anything on that never made the...
I think what was special was when we would actually find animals in the wild, in their natural habitat, because...
Yeah, like the grizzly bears, for example.
Right. So much of it was like, okay, we're going to pretend we're in California. We're going to pretend we're in Africa, but we're actually in California, and like, or maybe we are legitimately in some other country, but... We're gonna set up this shoot right here, and they're gonna bring an animal in a cage and then let it out of the cage, like sort of make it appear as if we discovered the animal in nature, when really we didn't. There was a lot of just filming at zoos.
They're so nice. Remember that bear that both you and Chris got inside the sleeping bag, and the bear bit Chris in the butt. Okay?
Yeah. Chris had a black bear on his list, on his bite list.
That's a pretty good one.
But
hot item.
That's a dangerous. A black bear will go crazy on you at any moment and rip your head off at any second. You get between him and his food.
Yeah, that was the toughest thing for me, is that we spent so much time in zoos, and they had all these like transporting animals to come and pretend as if they were in the wild when they weren't. Like I didn't really like that. But like Manny said, man, when we found the grizzly bears in the wild, and the killer, everything that we found in the wild, like we found the fucking silverback gorillas in Rwanda. I mean, unbelievable.
What was that experience like?
I wasn't there, but that was in the wild. Yeah, that doesn't rip your head off.
Dude, we had the fucking the silverback gorilla babies in between us and the fucking and the adults.
How big are they?
If we were in between the babies and the adults, then we would be so dead.
They're huge.
Like, yeah, that was probably the most incredible thing that we
A
had.
gorilla could pull it on your arm and it'll come off. Okay, he can rip your arm right off. One.
And
That thing is incredibly powerful animal. There's no question about it.
What was so cool about any time that we shot with Manny, you know how like Jackass and Wild Boys, it would say these stunts are performed under the supervision of professionals, right? Like Manny counted as a professional. So as long as we had Manny with us, no matter what the fuck idea we come up with, we're allowed to do it because it's under the supervision of Manny, who's the professional.
What's your profession?
My profession is, I self-educated. I have a degree. My profession is I just have a reputation. I don't have any of that stuff. My reputation is I'm going to put you in the most dangerous situation possible and try to somehow make it alive out of it. That's what I'm going to do. The worst situation I can put you with a wild animal. That was the whole idea. And then hopefully everything will come out good. And nobody gets too hurt or something like that.
Wow.
Right, like when Manny, like the first day we ever filmed with Manny, and Knoxville says, "Okay, I want to get bit by a rattlesnake," and Manny says, "No, that's not," Like when Manny says it's not okay, like he did with
okay.
It's not fucking okay. And if Manny says it is okay, that doesn't mean it's fucking okay.
What else wasn't okay?
Yeah, did he ever tell you not to do anything?
I don't think I was ever. I mean, I would always listen to Manny. If Manny said no, don't do that. But yeah, what were there any other things? It's always going to be Knoxville.
Were you there when they let the lioness for the Nintendo commercial?
I don't know. Were you there when the lion climbed the tree?
When that lioness got on top of Stevo in a tree?
Yeah.
I could have killed Stevo.
100%.
Those lions, holy Claude, any reaction, it'll go like this, and it'll carve them up like there's no tomorrow. Those lions are extremely, extremely dangerous. The one lion expert says, when you don't put me in with a bottle-raised lion, bottle-fed. He says, "Get me a wild lion." He goes, "The one that'll kill you is a bottle-raised lion because he's at one point he loses total fear of you, and if he turns on you, they have a dominance thing. The animals do. So just like it happened to the Sigmund Freud guy,
the Sigmund Freud guy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the line was a Freudian slip. Yeah.
Yeah, the Sigmund Freud.
I read an article on them. They knew that every minute they were around them all day long, they were, it's a dangerous animal. There's no such thing as a safe pet. One guy I remember, I think his girlfriend stepped on a lion's tail. The lion bit her in the leg, and she had to go straight to the hospital.
Yeah,
that got to happen. But yeah, I mean, that's what the show is about. It's that funny comedy and extreme danger and funny and gross all at one time.
And he gets it.
I have a question that I really want to ask. I'm scared to ask it, but are Eastern Diamondback rattlesnakes more deadly than Western Diamondback rattlesnakes?
Some people told me yes. Some people told me that Western's more likely to bite you. I've heard back and forth. All I know is they're very closely related. They both got the hemotoxin, some neurotoxin poison in them, and either one will kill you. Somebody told me the Eastern may be a little more toxic, but both of them will kill you. I mean, will devastate you.
Okay,
they're really, it's a worse. Which was really bad? That little rattlesnake in California, Southern Pacific, that we played around with. That thing bites you. You'll be bleeding out of your eyes and out of your ears and out of your nose. It dissolves your brain. That thing is probably one of the most deadliest snakes in the world. The one you find around L.A., that rattlesnake out there.
They're everywhere in fucking L.A. They're fucking everywhere. And the more that
you don't want to get bit by that thing, you will go into convulsions. That thing is horrific snake to get bit by.
Was that the snake that you had on your TikTok?
Yeah, I mean, I don't fucking know, but I did know there's rattlesnakes all over the place, and the more that California gets like super dry, like they come more into where the people are to find water. So like, dude, you see rattlesnakes more and more often, and like, I honestly, personally, don't even fucking give a fuck if I only care about Wendy, my dog Wendy. So my question is,
if you see him running in your yard, just smash him.
I'm not gonna do that either. But what can I do for my dog Wendy? Like,
no, they could kill your dog very fast.
They have rattlesnake courses.
Yeah, they do training where like if they hear the shake, they like.
I mean, I don't get rid of that rattlesnake. If you catch it, throw it away, get rid of them off your property. Anywhere near your dog, do not. I mean, your dog is 1,000 times more important than those reptiles. So the heck with those rattlesnakes. You know, when it comes to
I got my trident.
human safety.
There you go, 3 at once.
Listen, yeah, nature takes second place when it comes to family, your pet, and everything. No way. I'm not. Don't take any chances with those things. You know, therefore, way out in the wilderness, you want to take your chances with them, play with them. That's fine. But no. That's
Dude,
by the way. The sharks in Florida right now are thick. They're a lot more. Remember, I had to wait all day long to get them to come in. They come in a lot quicker now.
The
from what I hear
sharks?
from all the divers. Yeah, there's a lot more shark now than ever has been.
What do you think that's because?
There's no more heavy duty commercial fishing for sharks like there used to be. So they, of course they were pounded, they were overfished. Now they're underfished, so the population has grown.
Oh man,
they're heavily fished. They were scarce. Let's put it this way.
here's a crazy question. Did you see our Jackass Shark Week where Poopies got bitten?
I heard about it. I didn't see it, but I heard what was he jumped into with a water ski into?
Oh, it was so bad. It was fucking awful. It was absolutely fucking awful, man. What it was the idea was to jump at the shark. Remember, like Happy Days back in, whenever, and they said, oh, that Happy Days, the TV show, they had gone for so long and they ran out of ideas, and then all of a sudden they had the Fonzie. Fonz is jumping over the shark, and then now that became a saying, like, oh, that TV show like went for too long and it jumped the shark. So there's a funny joke. They put a water ski ramp in the ocean. And the idea, and Poopies is dressed up like the Fonz with the leather jacket, and he's, yeah, cool, I'm the Fonz. He's gonna jump off the water ski ramp and land where all the sharks are because we're throwing all the meat. We're throwing all the meat right in the landing area. And these are Caribbean reef sharks. They were fucking climbing all over each other to eat them. I saw a fucking leaf land on the water and it got swarmed. They were so aggressive.
No, I could have told you that was going to happen. I got bitten in the leg by a Caribbean reef shark in a feeding frenzy. They're really bad. And what happened is when they go in a frenzy, they attack and bite everything and go crazy. They will eat you alive. I
mean, it was insane, man. It was insane. Like, and we were losing light, so it was dusk, which is the worst time to do something like this. They're gonna attack way more at dusk, and where we were throwing all the chum, throwing all these pieces of meat right where. In front of the jump where he's going to land. So every time something lands on that water, it's food. And it's food that they fed. So we're conditioning them to bite.
I could have told you that was going to happen. I could have told you it was going to happen. I have a rule around sharks. Try to stay up current of the blood. Whoever's down current is the one who's going to get bit. But he landed right in the middle. They were biting everything and landing in. So when he landed, it's just another sack of food landing in the water for him. So here we go, guys.
I don't remember one time.
They're on fire. You got to fill the bellies to make them leave.
Oh my God! So it was so bad, man. And I wish we would have had you there. But we could have prevented. If we had you, then I bet that wouldn't have happened.
For sure.
Yeah, you wouldn't have got the action that you wanted. I mean, I don't know if you wanted the action that bad. That's pretty bad. Is he okay now? Does he have permanent damage?
It's coming back slowly. It's been 4 months, and he still can't surf, and all he cares about in the world is surfing. And it happened at Poopies, but it's shocking that it didn't happen to me because we had an idea for me with the dunk tank, and you throw the meat at the target, and then when the meat hits the target, the chair drops you into the ocean underneath. So you're throwing all the meat. It's a feeding frenzy, and then finally the meat hits the target and it drops the seat. So it was the same exact fucking thing that would have happened to me.
I mean, you can get somebody put food in the hand and blindfold them, and the shark will take them out of the hand. Do something scary like that. That's a good stunt, but that is almost like a sure, you're asking for, especially with a Caribbean reef shark's frenzied. If you've done it when they're not frenzied, then they'll run. When you hit the water, they'll run away from you, but not when it's on fire like that. Yeah, sharks, when they're not frenzied, they're scared of everybody and everything because they want to survive. They're afraid of each other. Nobody wants to get hurt out there. They want to kill and not be killed. So that's what happened. But when they're like that, the hunger and the ferocity overrides all their fear and everything else. They just go ballistic.
They climb all over each other. They bite each other. They bite. They bite first and ask questions later.
Yeah, that's what. When I got bit in the leg, same thing was happening. It was a ball of sharks all biting everything inside. It was a madhouse in there, and I went into the madhouse and I got bit in the leg. That's how that happened.
It's like what Pontius said. You give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yeah.
No, I'm really sorry that that guy's the surfer's hurt like that, man.
I know it's a bummer.
He gets well paid for that. You know what I mean? Something.
I don't even know, man. I don't even know what that situation is, but I think it'll come back. It's coming back slowly, but I think it'll come back. And
Is it his foot or his hand? What's messed up?
It's his hand.
Right on the hand.
It's his. He's right-handed, but it's his left hand.
Yeah, well, Bethany Hamilton is still surfing after being her arm bit off by a tiger shark in Hawaii.
And she's surfing in circles.
He's just paddling.
I know she still surfs that. It's just hard to do it. I mean, it ain't just. But she lost the whole arm to here.
I know, to a tiger.
Yeah, tiger. Listen, sharks are no joke. They're not misunderstood or anything. No, these are deadly creatures that live in the ocean, and they kill for a living. Okay, including things that live on land and things that live in the ocean. No, we're not in their foods. Yeah, no, we are part of the food supply. If you're in the water, you are. As you can see right there, there's no such thing as no. They eat what's in the water and what falls in the water. Okay, don't go there.
Yeah.
They're nothing misunderstood about that. That's a deadly predator.
Besides the rattlesnake, did you ever think you're in a situation where you're like, all right, this is it, I'm done?
Sure. I mean, when I got credit by wild boar, I don't know if he's going to give me some hallucinous infection that's going to kill you about 3 days later. He's got all these diseases. And also the blood, he got an artery. I had to hold it like this. I was bleeding out like there's no tomorrow, trying to stop it finally coagulated and stopped. But you're bleeding out, and I'm thinking, okay, I need to go to clinic and get antibiotics. Or the next day I took antibiotics, everything. I never got an infection. But yeah, when the alligator bit me in the back, that's another thing. You get bit by an alligator and get an infection. But he just put 12 scratches on my back. If he would have got hold of my arm, he would have tore it off. He got me in a bad angle. So he bit the wetsuit and slid the wetsuit away from me. So he put like 12 scratches on my back and a bruise here. So he wasn't able to get a good, more like this, that type of bite.
Gotcha.
Did you see?
To get a good grip on it.
Did you see recently? I'm not sure where it was, but it was some alligator handler. Like was bitten and the alligator got her. Yeah, the girl and the alligator got her hand, and one of the tourists like jumped on the alligator and saved her, and it was rolling. Like, what do you think when you see that?
Kept her hand. She kept her hand, and she's very, very fortunate that I kept her hand, because once he bites, he does this, the hand comes off. Yeah. What happened? She went under. She wasn't careful enough to get the hand way underneath here.
Yeah.
That's my specialty. Always go under. I never got bit by an alligator in a confrontation. You keep that hand low and make sure, but if you're not paying attention, it goes in, he'll get it. You got to put it here. I took a guy diving one time, and he's swimming on the surface like his mask was all fucked up. I picked up an alligator up, and the alligator's had his mouth open. I was underneath him, and I go, no! Underwater like that, swam in and put his hand right in the alligator's mouth. Kaboom! The guy, ping, 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 but a bunch of look like bullet holes all in the hand. That's the only guy I ever took out there that got bit by an alligator.
Wow.
Yeah.
First day out, first day bit.
Yeah.
But why didn't the crocs go after you, or the alligators on when you were climbing the rope with they just went after the meat? Why wouldn't they just?
Because I think
Manny was there.
Because Manny was there. I think what it was that those crocodiles are captive. They were fed chicken constantly, they're used to the chicken. So when you present them with chicken, that's what they want. That's what they're going to go for.
I mean, if you give him chicken and then you take your chicken away, put your hand, he'll take your hand. But the chicken being the closest to him, my calculation was they were going to grab the chicken and miss Stevo's butt.
That's one of the funniest fucking things Manny ever said. He says, and it's in the movie, he says, if an alligator gets a hold of Stevo, Stevo will relax, and hopefully the alligator will release him.
For sure.
Like that guy, when he got bit in the hand, I knew it was under. I said, I just backed away from the alligator, and I was hoping the alligator released and swam back into the bottom of the quarry.
The alligator bites him, Manny says, relax.
Relax and pray.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're getting eaten alive, it's a different thing. But normally, if you're messing with an alligator and he bites you and he has an escape route, he may let you go. If you got a good grip on him and you got him on land or something like that, but if he's got deep water to let go, he may let go and take off into deep water. If not, he may never let you go.
Damn. Where does it come from?
He has no rules. He does what he wants.
Yeah. Where you're like your fearlessness, or at least comfortability around these animals. Where does that come from? Do you grow up like just messing around with animals and climbing through swamps and stuff?
It's a gift of God that I got when I was a little boy. I asked him for it. He gave me the gift to interact with all kinds of predators. That's where it comes from.
Wow.
Who wins in a street fight? You, Crocodile Dundee, or Steve Irwin?
Dude, I really don't want to get in a street fight with anybody. I'm messing with all animals, but I mean, it's not a good idea. I mean, I don't, I mean, those guys are cool. I don't want to hurt me. I don't want to hurt them. But a street fight, I don't know. They would want to get in a street fight anyway. So, but
Dundee's got that big knife, I think.
yeah,
Dundee,
I got some too.
But yeah,
Manny's gotta try
He's
that.
got to try that.
He's got a big knife. I gotta try it.
All right, so you would take him, I think.
So what are you spending your time doing these days mostly? Are you still filming with the Outdoor Channel?
No, I haven't done. Somebody bought the network and they ended the shows. I did 5 years with them.
Yeah.
I was getting killed on the Outdoor Channel. It's probably a good thing that it ended. I was getting a bite
what?
here, a bite there.
Oh yeah, you're getting. Yeah, okay. Pieced up.
I was pushing the envelope. Basically, I would go in the woods and do whatever. What are we gonna do? Let me see what we find today. The producer, no, like, what's up? No, there's no plan. Let's go out there and see what happens, and then we'll build the story around whatever happens. That was
That's
my
great.
idea. We'll make a show out of anything.
Yeah.
Let's just, mostly my artwork. I'm fixing it. I went diving not too long ago. I need to get back in condition. I want to start doing some more diving. I want to get back into doing some hand fishing. I'm going to try to catch different types of fish by hand. I like to primitive fishing. I want to get into that. I just want to get my artwork and back into diving. But my artwork is good. I like it. It's worked out for me. I don't want to go one more shark dive and make it the last one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you end up being retired instead of you retiring from it.
Right.
One wrong move out there, one can end it for you.
Yeah, I'm done shark
it's a good
diving.
idea and it's good pay. I may do something, but
Yeah.
I've done so much of it. So much. It's just a repeat of the same. It's just going out there and playing Russian roulette every day.
And your fiance Morgan, she does
Morgan.
music. So you spend a lot of time with her doing her shows?
Well, she does music. Morgan.
Manny's trying to show off his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay, Manny.
But she's a singer?
Yeah. She plays piano and all that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
She does some singing, backup singing, but she's a very good keyboardist. She plays with some really good bands in Florida, and she's busy next month, October. She's booked up a lot of piano gigs and everything. She's got a good presence, and she's terrific on the piano and keyboard.
Great.
Super cool, man. How do people find her schedule?
Morgan.
Yeah.
Come over here. I've been calling you. Sit down.
What's going on?
Just sit down over here.
I'm asking about.
Morgan finally showed us you disappeared. Yeah, I was telling him about your keyboard and your piano and all that stuff. She's been playing since the age of 5. And she's got plenty of performances coming up here in Florida in October.
How do people find your performance schedule?
I gotta get my calendar. You want to know my performance schedule?
Well, some of them, they're all mostly, they're country clubs, they're private.
Oh,
She's not
gotcha.
doing it,
Okay.
like the bar, everybody comes into it. These
Yeah,
are
but let me
special,
see if I have some public ones. Hold on.
special guests. and
Maybe
all
we
that.
can put that in the video description or in there.
Yeah, link to some kind of a schedule.
How'd you meet her, Manny?
I was in a club one night and she was playing the keyboard.
Over at Little Hoolies.
Yeah, and Little Ulis, and then I had
Down in Kendall.
I was talking to her and everything, and I said, "Man, just good-looking girl and all that." So, and I had some pictures in my car. I brought out some photographs of some of the stuff of me and the alligators. I think we went out to dinner in an Indian restaurant, and then she
With
had
all
some
my
friends
hippie
with her.
friends. They were all hippies.
Yeah, so I came
All
up outside and
vegans.
I had my spears. I was showing them the spears I make right outside the restaurant, and then I took her to swim with the alligators.
That's what it is.
There was a 10-foot alligator, and she was very comfortable. The false sense of security like you get. And, there's a 10-foot alligator that went inside underneath the cobra that went under a trail. And I told her to pull the alligator's tail. She pulled the alligator's tail. The alligator turned around and came to the face. So I got, okay, now it's time to back up. I told her it's a big 10-foot, a big white head came up to her like that. You know?
How'd you score this hot chick? Oh, I tried to feed her to an alligator.
Hell of a second day.
Our hands are valuable for piano. I don't want her to get bit by a alligator, rattlesnake, anything. I don't want anything to happen to Morgan. Okay, simple as that.
Good.
So
The old alligator trick, Manny. Way to go.
Well, Manny, thank you so much for doing this. Everybody's been begging for you, and I love you so much. You're really like family to me, and I love that we got to see each other recently. And whenever I come to Florida, I love to reach out to you, and it's just good that we have this relationship that we've kept in touch for
definitely,
years.
man. Stevo, it's always good to see you, man. We love you over here too. You're an awesome person.
Yeah.
And you're definitely, man. I tell people about you all the time.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're a conversation topic, always. I don't think I can ever talk to somebody for whatever reason. Your name comes up, whether it's your professionalism, the craziness, the dedication, all that stuff. Anything. Your dog comes up all the time.
Yeah.
Conversations come up.
Well, I appreciate you, Manny, so much. I love you, and I hope everybody goes to your Instagram right now to get themselves some of your great art.
Thank you so much, Stevo.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you
Right on, Manny. Take care. Right on, Morgan.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you.
See you, Manny.
Yeah, dude. How killer was that? And... Hey, baby.
Hey, baby. I don't know how I missed your call. Oh, hey.
Yeah, just wanted to let you know that I'm getting on the road to come home and poop, then blast my butthole with the Hello Tushy while I'm chewing on a Blue Chew, and then come with my fresh butthole and my big boner to come fuck you. You lonka?
Yeah, come bring it to me, baby.
All right, cool. I'm out of here. See you soon, honey. Yeah, dude. Later, guys.